Tuesday, 8th March 2022. To present the news, my name is Priscilla Muziamba. Disaster Management and Mitigation Unit DMMU National Coordinator Gabriel Pollen has called for improved finance management at the unit, which falls under the Office of the Vice President. The Parliamentary Public Accounts Committee (PAC) recently summoned immediate past DMMU National Coordinator Chanda Kavwe to appear before them over audit queries. PAC wants Mr. Kavwe, who is reportedly sick, to answer queries in the Auditor General's report on the utilization of COVID-19 funds. And the Anti-Corruption Commission (ACC) is investigating how DMMU utilized coronavirus funds which were given to the institution. Featuring on ZNBC's television's Sunday interview, Mr. Pollen said strict adherence to the DMMU Act of 2010 and Public Finance Management Act can help to reduce audit queries raised in the latest Auditor General's report. He promised to change the way DMMU manages finances amid the much publicized audit queries. President Hakainde Hichilema has said that the private sector individuals and companies under the previous regime who colluded with government officials to defraud the country will be blacklisted and precluded from conducting any business with the government. According to presidential spokesperson Anthony Bwalya, President Hichilema said that the country has in the recent past been routinely looted through a sustained culture of collusion between government officials and private sector individuals and companies under the PF government. Presidential spokesperson Anthony Bwalya said that the process of blacklisting will extend to both individuals and the companies they own, control, or enjoy a beneficial interest. Mr. Bwalya said that only those who are able to demonstrate that they have been conducting business with the government in an above-board manner will be spared. Mr. Bwalya said that the message from the President and the new administration is that there must be consequences for those who engage in impropriety as a standard way of doing business. In international news, UK Defence Secretary Ben Wallace has said he would support Poland in supplying jets to assist Ukraine if they chose to do so. Mr. Wallace told Sky News he would support a decision by the fellow NATO member to supply MiG-29 jets to Ukraine, but that it would have to be their choice. It comes amid reports that the US and Poland are discussing such a deal, with the US urging Poland to supply the Soviet-era planes which they will replace with the US jets. An agreement was originally dismissed by the Polish president. Mr. Wallace said he would update MPs on Wednesday on the support being offered by the UK to the Ukrainian forces. He told Sky News that the UK was in a good place to make sure Ukraine has access to better defense and more defense. The Defense Secretary also announced that the Ministry of Defense will offer support to the Home Office in checking the identity of fleeing Ukrainian refugees to speed up the visa process.
We're increasing our support of both lethal and non-lethal aid to Ukraine. We're continuing to deliver them throughout the country. We started off obviously with 2,000 NLAWs, that's light anti-tank weapons. We've changed and increased both the NLAWs and others, and I'll make a statement tomorrow, I think, to Parliament to give the details. But Britain is stepping up, doing that. We're supporting the coordination of delivery throughout Ukraine. And, you know, we were the first really to do this in Europe, and we did it obviously early in January, way before the invasion. And so we're in a good place to make sure they get better defence and more defence. And I'm in touch with my colleague in Ukraine quite a lot to get to know what's going on and what they need.
Meanwhile, Michael Ferkel, who once served as a supply specialist with engineer battalions in the US Army, had been in Rome studying archaeology when he heard the Ukrainian president's appeal for foreign fighters. Mr. Ferkel said he presented himself at a military recruiting office in the western Ukrainian city of Lviv, hoping to be taken on as a frontline paramedic. Last week, Mr. Zelensky said more than 16,000 foreigners had volunteered, without specifying how many had arrived, reports Sky News. And in sports news, Scotland's World Cup playoff semi-final against Ukraine has been postponed. The nations were set to meet at Hampton on 24th March, but Ukraine requested that FIFA moves the tie back following Russia's invasion of the country. As a result, the playoff final for the winners against either Wales or Austria will now also be delayed. Discussions are underway for a new date, with the Nations League window in June the most likely option. The World Cup finals take place from 21st November to 18th December.
Hello again. Ukraine's Football Association have asked FIFA and UEFA to postpone their World Cup qualification playoff match against Scotland on March the 24th, this being reported tonight by the agency Reuters. The winner of the game at Hampden is due to face Austria or Wales for a place in the World Cup finals in Qatar in November. Reuters telling us there have been no immediate comments from FIFA or from UEFA. Southampton's Stuart Armstrong will be in Scotland's squad for the game and told us that in difficult times like this, football really takes a backseat.
Yeah, it's a difficult situation, of course, for everyone involved, and the thoughts go out to people in Ukraine at the moment, and football definitely takes a back seat. But it's for international football. I think all the international players, their focus is on club at the moment, and when the international football comes around, the attention will turn. I think on the outside of the game, looking in, of course, there's a lot of emotions in the situation as it is. As a football player, during the game, your job is to win, and that's what the players will be thinking about.
More in the world of sports, Red Bull team principal Christian Horner has accused rivals Mercedes of bullying behavior, resulting in the exit of race director Michael Masi. Horner has questioned the FIA's removal of Masi in the wake of the controversy over last year's title decider. Horner's remarks, made in an exclusive interview with BBC Sport, are a reference to Mercedes, whose driver Lewis Hamilton refused to commit to coming back to Formula One this season until he had seen the results of the FIA's inquiry into the race in Abu Dhabi. Mercedes have declined to comment. And that's the end of the news. My name is Priscilla Muziamba. God bless.